Buenas tardes. É um prazer ter hoje com nós outros Abigail Child.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Now it's yours.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's great to be in Madrid. And thank you, Berta, and thank you, Julieta, for making it possible. Berta may have said much at this point. I put together a group of short films that explore narrativity, storytelling. I'm interested in telling a different kind of story than normal film, as Berta was mentioning, Jonas Mikas or Chantal Ackerman may indicate. These particular films, each of them look at a different way to tell stories. So the first one, Perils, looks at silent film as a genre. Mayhem looks at film noir. The Future is Behind You is home movies. And then Mirror World is a Bollywood piece, and the last piece looks at photographs. So in each of them, I take a genre and I try to mess it up. If film is a language, what is your grammar? And you'll have to tell me after the show what is my grammar. But I would say that I'm looking for a new grammar. I'm looking for a new way to tell stories. And yet, if you ask me why I'm looking to mess up the grammar that film has come to us, it's in part because I think reality is not linear, but is instead prismatic in real life. It's multiple. Even before email and cell phones, our life is full of interruptions. Well, instead of making the story flow exactly in this artificial way, what would happen if things popped up the way they do in real life? Or if you just, I sometimes say, how would you recreate a walk to this museum tonight? You might have remembered that you forgot to call a friend. You might have noticed a policeman on the block. You might have said, oh, look at that tree, it's just beautiful. So, in other words, there was a set of distractions and associations on that linear walk to the museum. So I'm interested in the kind of reality that would be more complex than we usually think of. So that's one thing that I'm thinking of. I'm also thinking that film is very, very powerful, and as a way to determine how we think and how we dress, certainly how we vote. We know how powerful images are. I'm living in Rome for a year, and Berlusconi handed out, 7 years ago or 5 years ago, an entire book of advertising images, which he gave to every single citizen in Italy. So the power of the image to persuade is clear. My films are not political in a didactic sense, and I'm not going to tell you where to vote, but I do believe in making you think that I love pleasure, and I want you to have fun with the films. They are funny, they are entertaining, but they're also trying to move things around a little bit, put you in a different place, make you work a little bit. What's the connection? What am I trying to do? How does it strike you when you're thinking of the words and the images? The only thing else I should say at this point is the first 2 films I shot myself, and the last 3 I'm showing tonight are all appropriated images. I've been doing a lot of work with appropriated images in the last 5 years, and returning now to shooting with the camera myself. I have a friend who comes with shopping bags filled with film, and I've told him, stop. I want to take up the camera. And I can talk to you after we look at the films about what I'm doing now. In Rome, I've been shooting 16mm the whole year. And it's a really interesting project that relates to the middle film on the program, I'm shooting imaginary home movies instead of finding the home movies. The films are musical. You may not catch it all the first time, but think of it as, at least the first two particularly, as listening to music. And the other thing I might say is the second film and the last film have very explicit sexual images. So if it makes you nervous, look away. But I can explain why I do it. For me, it's both, it has a passion, okay? Thank you so much.